Find the quietest place you can. Turn everything off. No traffic, no fridge, no fan. And then just listen. Because in that perfect quiet, you won't hear nothing. You'll hear a sound. High, thin, coming from nowhere and everywhere at once. Nothing in the room is making it. Nothing outside is making it. And yet, there it is. A sound that only you can hear. So what is it? Here's the answer, and it's stranger than you'd guess. Your ear isn't a microphone. It doesn't just receive sound, it makes it. Deep inside, rows of living cells physically move to amplify the faintest signals. And a moving part makes noise. Point a sensitive microphone into a healthy ear in a quiet room, and you can record sound coming back out. Your hearing system is never off, and it's never truly quiet. What you notice in that silent room is that machinery, finally loud enough to reach you. That leaking sound has a name: otoacoustic emissions. Most healthy ears produce them, but not all, and they're usually far too faint for the person to consciously hear. Which tells you something important about your hearing. It isn't a passive receiver sitting quietly, waiting. It's a system that's always doing something, even when nothing is happening. But that raises a much better question. Why on earth would an ear be built to make noise? Because your ear has an impossible job. The quietest sound you can detect moves your eardrum by less than the width of a single atom. Think about that. Your hearing has to register a movement smaller than the thing everything is made of. A passive microphone could never do it. The signal is simply too faint. So evolution built an amplifier out of living cells. Deep in your inner ear sit rows of outer hair cells, and they don't just detect vibration, they answer it. When a faint sound arrives, they physically stretch and contract in time with it, pushing the wave, boosting it enormously. Your ear leans in. It grabs the whisper and shouts it inward so the rest of the system can hear. Your ear isn't just listening. Your ear is helping. In 1948, a physicist named Thomas Gold predicted that the ear couldn't be a passive receiver. It had to contain an active amplifier. He was dismissed. 30 years later, David Kemp placed a sensitive microphone in a human ear canal and recorded sound coming back out. The ear wasn't just receiving, it was producing. And the amplifier isn't one thing, it's thousands, and each one is tuned. Your inner ear is a spiral, coiled like a tiny shell, and along that spiral, every position responds to a different pitch. High notes at the entrance, low notes deep at the center. A sound doesn't just arrive at your ear, it lands at a specific address inside it. Which means your hearing isn't a single microphone at all, it's a keyboard. Thousands of keys, each one waiting for its own note, each with its own little amplifier leaning in. When you hear a violin and a bass at the same time, you're not hearing one blended signal being sorted out later. Different physical places inside your head are lighting up at once. And that detail matters more than it seems, because it means damage doesn't have to take your hearing all at once. It can take a single key off the keyboard and leave the rest untouched. Here's something you've never had a reason to notice. You have eyelids. You don't have earlids. Every other doorway into your body can close. Your eyes, your mouth, your hands can pull away. Hearing has no shutter, no off switch. Nothing you can do right now to stop it. And that's not an oversight. It's a job description. Sight needs light, and light disappears every single night. So for most of our history, the sense that kept watch through the dark was this one. Your hearing runs while you sleep. Sound still reaches you, still gets sorted, still gets checked against a very short list of things worth waking you for. A creak in a familiar rhythm? Nothing. Your name spoken quietly across a noisy room. Everything. It's the sense that never stands down. So when you finally sit in a silent room and hear something, you're not catching a system malfunctioning. You're catching the only part of you that has never once been switched off. But there's a second piece to this, and it lives further up in the brain. Your hearing has a sensitivity that shifts with your surroundings. When the world is loud, the system turns itself down. When the world goes quiet, it turns itself up, hunting for whatever might be out there. One leading explanation is that with less sound coming in, the auditory system becomes more sensitive to its own background activity. Anyone who's recorded audio knows exactly what that looks like. Max out the gain on any microphone, and you don't get silence. You get hiss. The noise of the equipment itself rising above the threshold. Your hearing works on the same principle. Turn the sensitivity high enough, and what's always been there finally becomes audible. There are rooms built to be quieter than anywhere in nature. Walls lined with foam wedges that swallow every echo. Floating floors that kill every vibration. Step inside one, and something unsettling happens. People report that the silence starts filling up, not with outside sound, but with themselves. Their own heartbeat suddenly loud, blood moving near the ear, the soft click of a joint. Some find it fascinating, others get disoriented quickly, because we use ambient sound to know where we are in space. Take it away, and the body loses one of its anchors. Which raises a fair question. If your body is that loud from the inside, why don't you hear it all day long? Because your brain is a magnificent editor. Anything constant, anything predictable, anything that carries no new information, gets pushed into the background. You don't hear your own heartbeat while you're walking around. You don't feel your clothes on your skin after the first minute. Your nervous system spends enormous effort setting aside the sound of you, so that the tiny unpredictable noise, a footstep behind you, a branch snapping, can reach you. Silence changes that balance. When the outside world offers nothing new, what was always in the background moves forward. Now, honesty, because your body deserves honest translators. Everything so far is the everyday version. A faint tone in a quiet room that fades when the world turns back on. That's common and unremarkable. But for some people, the sound doesn't leave. It stays through the noise, through the day, through the years. That has a name, tinnitus, and it's real, it's common, and it can be genuinely hard to live with. The leading explanation is beautiful and a little sad. When hearing is reduced at certain frequencies, the brain receives less signal in that narrow band and appears to compensate by turning up its own sensitivity there. In that quieter channel, a tone can emerge. It's often compared to a phantom limb, the perception of something that isn't arriving anymore. So here's the practical part. A faint tone that comes in silence and goes when the world returns. That's your hearing system being a hearing system. Persistent or one-sided tinnitus should be evaluated, and if the sound appears together with sudden hearing loss or severe dizziness, seek prompt medical care. There's also one piece of prevention worth more than everything else in this video. Repeated exposure to loud sound is one important preventable risk for hearing damage and persistent tinnitus, though tinnitus can have several different causes. Those hair cells, the living amplifiers that make your hearing possible, don't grow back. Protect them. So the next time you find yourself somewhere truly quiet, and that thin, high tone rises out of nowhere, you'll know what you're listening to. In deep silence, you're noticing the faint activity of a hearing system that never truly switches off. mechanical activity in the inner ear, neural activity in the pathways above it, or both. Silence doesn't create the sound, it just stops hiding it. Most people find that tone unsettling because it seems to come from nowhere. But it doesn't come from nowhere. It comes from you. It's the sound of being alive and listening. At the exact moment, there's nothing left to hear. If your body has been sending signals you never learned to read, subscribe. Your body is running dozens of these signals right now. Most of them you've never noticed. Every week, we decode one more. See you there, somebody.